بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. آه الفصل الثالث. عن عمرو بن سلمة قال كنا بممر الناس يمر بنا الركبان نسألهم ما للناس وهذا الرجل. What you got there? وهذا الرجل وهذا الرجل. You got ما هذا الرجل فيقولون يزعم أن الله أرسله أوحى إليه كذا. فكنت أحفظ ذلك الكلام فكأنما آه ي- آه يفري أوكي يغرى في صدري. وكانت العرب تلوم بإسلامهم الفتح فيقولون اتركوه وقومه فإنه إن ظهر عليهم فهو نبي صادق. فلما كانت وقعة الفتح بادر كل قوم بإسلامهم وبدر أبي قومي بإسلامهم. فلما قدم قال جئتكم والله من عند النبي حقا. فقال صلوا صلاة كذا في حين كذا وصلاة كذا في حين كذا. فإذا حضرت الصلاة فليؤذن أحدكم فليؤمكم أكثركم قرآنا. فنظروا فلم يكن أحد أكثر قرآنا مني لما كنت أتلقى من الركبان. فقدموني بين أيديهم وأنا ابن 6 أو 7 سنين. وكانت علي بردة كنت إذا سجدت تقلصت عني. فقالت امرأة من الحي ألا تغطون عنا استقارئكم. فاشتروا فقطعوا لي قميصا فما فرحته بشيء فرحي بذلك القميص. رواه البخاري. Narif Amr ibn Salima, he said that we were by the water, the passing place of the people. The caravans used to pass by us, so we would ask them, "What's the story with the people? What's the story with the people? And what about this man here?" So they say that he claimed that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala sent him and He revealed to him this and He revealed to him that. So I used to memorize the speech as though it settled in my heart. It got fixed in my heart. And the Arabs, they were waiting. They were awaiting with the Islam, the conquest. In other words, the Arabs, the outside ones, like they were first waiting to see that will he conquer Makkah? Because if he conquers Makkah, that means he overpowered these people. So they said, leave him and his people, because if he overpowers them, then he is a true Nabi. So when the occasion of Fatih Makkah occurred, every tribe hastened to accept Islam, and my father hastened from with my tribe or from my tribe for them to accept Islam. So when he arrived, he said, "I came to you by Allah from a true Nabi," and he says, "Read so and so salah in so and so time and so salah in so and so time." So when the salah the time come, then one of you should give azan, and the one who knows the most Quran should lead you. So there was nobody that knew more Quran than me because of what I used to learn from the caravans. So they put me in front, and they put me in front of them, and I was a youngster, 6 or 7 years, and I had a shawl upon me. And when I used to make sajda, the shawl became short from me. So a woman from the locality said, why don't you people cover from us the buttocks of your reciter, your qari?" Then they purchased a cloth, and then they sewed for me a kurta. So I was not happy with anything as I was happy with that kurta. Right. Right. So the first thing here is that despite the fact that Islam was started off very slow, you understand it. The fact that he then after that Nabi Akram Sam overpowered the Arabs and conquered Makkah, that showed that it was a miracle and that he was a true Nabi. So this person here what's his name? Amr ibn Salima, right? Uh, Normally you say Salama, right? But this person here, his father's name was unique in the same fact that it had a kasra on the lam. It was Salima, right? The ulama here, they did Amr ibn Salima go with his father also to Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and accept Islam there. So because of this ikhtilaf now, they have difference that did he become a Sahabi or not? You understand it? Outwardly, it seems that his father went alone and then came back and then gave them the dawat. Imam Shafi rahmatullah alayhi allows the imamat of children, right? You understand? Nabaligh boys, he allows that. However, for Jummah, he also says he's got two calls there, right? So one would be permissible, one would be not permissible. Imam Banifa, Imam Malik, and Imam Ahmad they say that the imamat of Nabaligh is not permissible. Right. Imam Shafi's dalil is obviously this hadith here. However, Ahnaf's dalil is this Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu. He says that those youngsters on whom had is not wajib cannot be lead the imamat. Also, as Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu says that youngster who's not as yet bali cannot lead cannot be the imam. So when it comes to this hadith, what we give an answer is this people, this tribe here did this on their own, not with the instruction of Nabi Karim Sallam. This was their own ijtihad, and they did it on their own without consulting Nabi Karim Sallam. So this cannot be a dalil, right? Right. When Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu لما قدم المهاجرون الأولون المدينة كان أمهم سالم مولى أبي حذيفة وفيهم عمر وأبو سلمة بن عبد الأسد رواه البخاري. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu says that when the first Muhajirs arrived in Medina, then Salim, the free slave Abu Huzaifa, used to lead them. And amongst the followers, the Muqtadis was Umar and Abu Salma bin Abdul Asad. Hazrat Salim radiallahu anhu was the free slave of Hazrat Uzaifa radiallahu anhu, and he was also recite very well. And he was also regarded as the one of the pious ones and one of the qaris, right? And therefore Nabi Karim Sam also gave the hukam that learn Quran from four people, and from the four was Hazrat Salim's name was also in there. When Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu لا ترفع لهم صلاتهم فوق رؤوسهم شبرا رجل أما قوما وهم له كارهون وامرأة باتت وزوجها عليها ساخط وأخوان متصارمان رواه ابن ماجه. When Ibn Abbas said, Nabi Akram said, three people, their salah is not raised for them above their heads one span. In other words, their salah is not accepted, right? A man who leads the people and they dislike it, and a woman who spends the night while her husband is angry with her, and two brothers who are fighting with one another, right? So those two brothers who also their salahs won't be accepted, who they fighting with one another and got to do with worldly things, right? Not dini, not regards to deen, right? Worldly fight, and for more than 3 days they stop speaking to one another now, right? باب مع الإمام الفصل الأول عن أنس رضي الله قال ما صليت وراء إمام قد أخف صلاة ولا أتم صلاة من النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وإن كان ليسمع بكاء الصبي فيخفف مخافة أن تفتن أمه متفق عليه. Nazeem Anas said that I did not recite Salah behind any Imam ever. Was more lighter, with a more lighter salat and a more complete salat than Nabi Karim Sallam. And indeed, if you would hear the crying of a child, then you would make the salat light, right? Fearing that his mother will be worried, the child's mother, right? This was the speciality of Nabi Karim Sallam, that even if we recite a lot, right, you recite more, all right, but his salah still seemed light on the Muqtadis. It was his miracle. And the Ahnaf say that it's not appropriate for the Imam uh, that he makes so much tasbih in ruku and sajda that the people become tired, because then he is now causing the people and he's distancing the people from Jamaat Salah, and that is makruh. If, however, the Muqtadis are ready for long kirat and long tasbihs, and you know they are there, and they all are ready, you understand it, then there's no harm in making a long kirat and long tasbih. And likewise, also the Imam shouldn't shorten it now for the sake of the Muqtadis, that it is less than the Sunnah. You understand? At least the Sunnah kirat, the Sunnah amount of tasbihs must be fulfilled. Imam Khattabi Rahmatullah alayhi explain, he further now he says, he takes proof from this hadith. Now he says that even Imam is in ruku, and whilst in ruku, he now hears somebody coming, right? Uh, and then it's permissible for him to wait in ruku so that that person can get that rakat. However, other ulama say it's makruh. Rather, some of them say that the fear of shirk in waiting in ruku for the person that's coming, right? And this is the masla of Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi says, if you are not making the ruku, all right, as taqarrub ila Allah, right? Rather, you are lengthening the ruku so that the person who's coming late can join in, then that is makruh tahrimi. So which means it's not permissible, right? Some ulama say that if the person that's coming, you don't know him, you understand? You don't know who's coming, then you can lengthen the ruku so that he can catch the rakat. However, then too, it's still better not to do it. So basically, what I remember was that if the person that's coming, you don't know him, then it's makruh to lengthen the ruku, right? And if the person that is coming, you know who he is, then it's haram to lengthen the ruku, because now you're waiting for someone specific. You understand it? When Abi Qatada radiallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إني لأد إني لأدخل في الصلاة وأنا أريد إطالتها فأسمع بكاء صبي فأتجوز في صلاتي مما أعلم من شدة وجه أمه من بكائي. رواه البخاري. Narrated by Qatada radiallahu anhu. He said, Nabi Akram said, indeed I would enter in Salah and I would intend to lengthen it. Then I would hear the cry of a child. Then I would shorten my Salah from what I know, from the severity of the worry of his mother, from his crying. Right, narrated by Bukhari. When Nabi radiallahu anhu called Rasulullah, إذا صلى أحدكم للناس فليخفف فإن فيهم السقيم والضعيف والكبير وإذا صلى أحدكم لنفسه فليطول ما شاء. متفق عليه. Abu Hurairah radiallahu said, Nabi Karim says, when one of you recites salah for the people, then he should make it light, because amongst them is the sick and the weak and the elderly. And when one of you recites salah for himself, then he can make as long as he wants. Right, there's no explanation needed there. وعن قيس بن أبي حازم قال أخبرني أبو مسعود أن رجلا قال والله يا رسول الله إني لأتأخر عن صلاة الغداة من أجل فلان ما يطيل بنا، فما رأيت رسول الله في موعظة أشد غضبا منه يومئذ، ثم قال إن منكم منفرين فأيكم ما صلى بالناس فليتجوز فإن فيهم الضعيف والكبير وذا الحاجة. متفق عليه. Narrated from Qais ibn Abi Hazim, he said that Abu Mas'ud informed me that a man said, "By Allah, O Nabi Akram, indeed I went away from the Fajr Salat because of the reason of so and so, because from that which he lengthened with us the Salah, right? In other words, I went away from the Salah because he was reading it too long. So I did not see Rasulullah in any nasihat and advice more severe anger uh, from him than that day. Then he said, indeed amongst you are those who are causing people to run away. So whichever of you lead the salah, then he should make it light. He should make it short, because amongst them is the weak and the elderly and those that have needs. When Abi Hurairah radiallahu qala qala Rasul yusalluna lakum fa in asabu falakum وَإِنْ أَخْطَأُوا فَلَكُمْ وَعَلَيْهِمْ رواه Bukhari. And later Abu Hurairah said, Nabi Akram says that the people will read salah for you. Then if they will perform the salah for you, right? Then if they got the salah correct, then it will be for it. Then it'll be your reward also. And if they make mistakes, then you still get your reward, and the mistakes will be upon them. Right? Yeah, Nabi Karim is referring to the time afterwards, that when you'll have leaders and the leaders, bad leaders, right? And although they will establish the imamat, right, but they won't take into consideration the ahkam and adabs of salah, and therefore, whatever mistakes they make, then it's upon them, right? You understand it? The mistakes will be upon them and not upon the followers. Okay, leave it to me.